There is a huge patch coming to Rogue Company, and in this video I'm going to tell you everything that's going to be in that patch. We're going to cover the 2 new game modes that are coming out. We're going to cover all the changes that are happening to rogues, weapons, gadget, perks, and the bug fixes that are going to be coming with this patch. If you want to make sure to catch all my updates, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to be streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the changes that are coming with this new patch. So we're going to start off with the new game modes first, because I know that's probably what people are most excited for. You've heard me talk about this first one before. It is called Wingman. It is going to be the 2v2 game mode. It has been in the works for a while. It was even in the alpha, so some of the OGs probably already know what this game mode is about. Now, this game mode is basically going to have 2 forms. There's going to be your standard Wingman, and this is basically going to be each team has only 1 life. Each match is the best of 9 total. Each round will last only 45 seconds. A win is granted by eliminating all members of the opposing team, and as people are playing 2 passively and nobody is dying, then there will be an objective that spawns on the map, and then you will have to kind of contest that point, right, in order to win. And then there's a second type of Wingman, which is going to be Wingman Strikeout. Now, Wingman Strikeout is going to have all the same rules as normal Strikeout, but the difference being obviously that you're only going to have 2 people, right? And you're only going to get 6 tickets in this game mode. It's going to be best of 5. Each round is only 2 minutes, and you win obviously by eliminating the other 2 people. Now, they're also going to have the objective in the middle of the map or somewhere where you can capture that, and if you hold it for the 30 seconds, they'll lose tickets that way as well. Now, I think that these 2 game modes right here are going to be excellent. I think people have been waiting for Wingman. That 2v2 is going to be super sweaty, super fun, and I think this will be something that can even go over to the ranked, in all honesty. Now, let's talk about the second game mode that is coming out. The second game mode is called Countdown. Now, this one is going to involve holding a bomb and trying to prevent the enemy team from defeating you, basically. So this will be a best of 5 type of game mode. Each round, your team will begin with 90 tickets, but for every second you hold the bomb, the other team is going to lose a ticket. So that means that this can be a very, very fast game, especially if your team is very good at defending. This is also going to have like respawns like Strikeout. The shop is going to be available at the beginning of each round, and the bomb is going to be carried as an object. So I think this game mode right here is going to be very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be quite as sweaty as some of the other game modes, but I think this one may be fun if nothing else. Now I'm going to cover some of the other changes that are coming with this new patch. At the end of the video, I'll talk about some of the maps that will come with Wingman, or at least that are in the works to come with Wingman. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these rogue changes. So the 2 rogues that are getting some changes are going to be Phantom and Talon. Phantom is going to have an issue fixed with her nano smoke, where it would just throw instantly. Now you'll be able to actually aim it and position it in an area where it can be more effective. And then for Talon, they're going to reduce the retrieval time of his ability, meaning that you'll be able to grab things from a distance faster. So I think both of those changes are going to be awesome, and they're nothing game breaking. Next up, let's look at the weapon changes that are coming to the rogue, because these are kind of significant. The first one on the list is going to be Scorch and her A3 salvo. So it's changed her burst from a single shot to a 2-shot burst, which is interesting to me because I felt like it was a 3-shot burst to begin with. So I have to go look at that a little bit. The head damage was increased from 20 to 24 per shot, which is a huge deal. Body damage was increased from 13 to 19, and rate of fire was increased from 3.03 to 3.92. So all in all, the salvo is getting a pretty good buff, and we all know that Scorch is already fairly strong, especially with a coordinated team. So this is just going to make her even nastier. So I was kind of curious to see that, especially with what we're going to see at the bottom of this list. Now next up is the revolver. Dallas's weapon increased the maximum fall off damage. I think this is good. I really like Dallas's revolver, and I feel like it should be dangerous, so I like what they did with that. The P12K is a huge deal right here. Phantom and Talon, their pistol finally got a magazine size increase from 7 to 8, which isn't huge, but I will take anything just to make that gun more viable. And then the level 2 upgrade increases the magazine from 12 to 14, which is great because that's all I wanted from this gun, was to have more bullets. And then the one that I hate is Fixer. I just made a video about this. His weapon range reduced from 70 to 40 meters, so it's not even really a sniper anymore, first of all. And then the level 3 upgrade no longer nullifies fall off damage, but provides a faster reload speed. So basically they gutted Fixer again. They took away his ability to be a sniper, and now he just has 2 DMRs basically, but I'm not going to get into that rant. Next up, let's talk about the gadgets because there are some significant changes here as well. So the flashbang is the first one on this list, and it has had its flash duration reduced from 3.5 seconds to 3 seconds. And I think that half a second is going to be a pretty big deal because you know how fast Rogue Company can be. That can be the difference between winning a fight and losing a fight, getting a push and not getting a push. So kind of a big deal there. The sticky camera has been adjusted, so the gadget now has a sound that is more appropriate, so meaning that people won't be able to hear it as easily as before. It also increased throw speed to match other gadgets, which I think is good. Then they fixed the issue where the reveal area could be offset. So all in all, I think this is just going to make the sticky camera more viable. It's already pretty good, but this is just going to make it better. And then the last thing on the list is going to be the tear gas, and they said they're going to increase the strength of the gas. So I think that's going to make this disorienting effect even greater. And I think that's good because it's going to make the tear gas more viable. People already use it for the slowing effect, which is great, but I feel like it should be more deadly, and making that disorienting effect greater, I think it's going to make this weapon or this gadget just so much better. It's going to make people really want to actually utilize it. Next up here, we're going to talk about the perks. There are 2 perks that are seeing some pretty good changes here. The first one is going to be cloaked. So Cloak is no longer going to provide reveal immunity against persistent reveals. So sticky cameras and nano smoke will always reveal enemy players. So Cloaked will reduce the duration of Dallas and tracker rounds by 50%, and this change does not impact Lancer. So this is going to be a big deal for a lot of people because it almost makes it so that Cloaked isn't even worth getting anymore because it doesn't actually hide anyone anymore. So maybe they felt like Cloak was too strong. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Is this a good change for Cloaked, or is this too much? I think they kind of made this perk useless, but as always, I want to hear what you think. So the next perk that has a change is bounce back. You all know that I love the perk bounce back. It's so good, so useful. So it basically reduces the time that it takes for you to start regenerating health. Now, in addition, you're going to gain 30 health per second instead of 20 health per second. So this basically is going to make reduce the maximum amount of time that it takes you to get back to full health. I really like what they did with this perk. I think that this is a solid change, and it makes this perk definitely worth the $6,500. As far as the UI improvements go, all they've done is improve the visuals of the grenade aiming arc. So basically now you'll be able to get those grenade throws a little more accurate, a little more on point. So all good, small change. Hopefully they fix a couple of more bugs as they go through this, but I'll take anything that we can get as far as bug fixes and just improvements go. Now that we've covered all the updates and changes that are going to be coming in this patch, I want to go ahead and take a look at some of the maps that were leaked for the new Wingman mode. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. So as you see right here, we have this blueprint, and it's pretty basic, right? You can't really tell too much about it, but I also have this fleshed out version of it. But this right here will give you kind of idea of the size and kind of the cover that the map has. Now let's look at the actual map fleshed out. Now here you can see the full map, or at least a portion of the full map kind of fleshed out here. Now I like the way this looks because it doesn't look super huge, right? Like this looks very small, very condensed. It reminds me of like one of those Call of Duty 2v2 maps, you know, where it was relatively contained, but you have like little like containers that you can go into, like little vertical areas, stairs that you can go up and whatnot. So I mean, it kind of reminds me of that, and I like that. There's not a whole lot that you can do on this map, which means that you're gonna have to get down to the actual fighting, you know what I'm saying? So I like the way this looks. Let's go ahead and look at the 2 other ones. Now this one right here is going to be called Depot. So here's the actual like blueprint of it. So another one, you know, it kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. Now let's go ahead and look at the big map of this. So as you see here, this is going to be Depot. I like this one too. Now, I hope that the other side, because you can't really see because it's shaded, also has like this dip, because you see on this right side of the map, like you have to go up these stairs. Hopefully that's the same on that other side, because whoever gets that right side is going to be at a huge disadvantage, like being on that lower ground, especially if the other side gets higher. But I doubt it'll be like that. The map seemed pretty symmetrical, but I like this one too. Not a whole lot of cover, right? So again, you know, you're going to have to be very strategic, and you're going to have to be communicating with your partner. Let's go ahead and take a look at this last map. So this last one is going to be called Rooftop. Now I like the way that this one looks, because it's literally like you on the rooftops, kind of like a cat walking away. I love it. As you see here, the map looks kind of like windy with this one, right? Like this one is super weird looking. So let's go ahead and take a look at its actually fleshed out version. Now as you see here, you're actually going to be up on rooftops. Now I really like this one just because we don't have any map like this right now, so I think this will be just awesome if you get this map map and you're kind of just scaling over rooftops and whatnot. Now, the only thing that would be interesting though is if you can also like get on the low ground as well. I don't know if it would be an advantage in any way for the most part, but it would be cool to have the option to like get on the roofs or to be on the ground, right? So this one's probably the most interesting map to me right now. Let me know which one of these maps seem interesting to you, and are you excited for a 2v2 type game mode? Personally, I'm excited for any new game mode that they come out with, because I feel like we just need more stuff in the game in order to keep people you know, occupied and busy with the game, right? It's hard to grind when you don't have new stuff to grind for. So I didn't find any leaked maps for Countdown, but I'm assuming that that game mode is probably just going to use the maps that are already in the game. And the maps that I found for Wingman, I found those thanks to Rocco Leaks, so make sure to go follow him on Twitter. Shout out to him because he always gets some of this stuff early. And with that, people, those are all the changes that are going to be coming with this patch. If you made it to the end of the video, as always, make sure to give me a peace down in the comment sections and let me know what you think of the update that's going to be coming out. Do you think that Wingman and Countdown are going to be enough to get maybe some people who faded out of Rogue Company back into the game? Is that going to be something that can keep your attention, or do you feel like they need a little bit more? As always, this is Orsa Course. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in a stream tomorrow, and you have a great day. Peace, 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 peace.